There's a lot of people at Safeway here who've seen what's going on and done their best to keep you safe. And I'll understand that when I'm angry about the situation, it's not hatred towards them. It's me being frustrated with the goddamn fucking A. Alright, we'll get that cleaned up in a little bit. People's foilies. Looks like there's 3 of them back there. And a goddamn fucking A. Further to the back you look, there's a goddamn needle. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go inside and let them know. Anyway, some of the ladies here and another gentleman are gonna try to set up a peaceful way to end this. Now, what Wolnez wants is for all this to come down. Now, I'm gonna need an apology. That's pretty important. I don't mind apologizing for saying that shit back. As far as taking it down the way that he wants, it's not coming down the way that he wants, no matter what. But it can come down so that it's unlisted, so that it's not available to the public. And that might make him feel better. And in the process, he'll realize what a douchebag he's been and what a fucked up situation it is. I don't mind working together with people, but they gotta be honest. And there's also the fact that it does take work. I can't just snap my fingers and give people what they want, much as I love to. That's where having somebody to help advocate comes in handy, because there's things that are just unreasonable to demand of me. I'm not capable. That doesn't mean I don't like you. That doesn't mean that I don't want to help you. That means that I don't have the means. If I don't have the physical ability to do something, I don't have the physical ability, and you're going to have to help me. If I have to do something on the computer because I can't do it on my phone, you're going to have to help me get my computer to a place where we can work on that. And you're going to have to go through that first video if you're wolnez and listen to what actually came out of your mouth, so you understand, yeah, when you say things about me, I'm going to say them back at you. I'm not willing to kill people. I'm not willing to hurt people unless it's absolutely necessary, but it shouldn't be necessary ever. We're reasonable human beings. We're adults. We can act like adults. So hopefully we can set up a meeting to speak to each other like human beings. And hopefully having somebody to help advocate will make it so they're able to explain things in the simple terms that they need to be made in for people to get started on the process. And I definitely want there to be an understanding of, we don't have to go for violence the first time every time. We can try a peaceful route first. We can try talking to each other like decent human beings and having a redress of our grievances. There's no reason for grown-ass adults to have to go through this, to have to endure this, or to have to throw it back at people. Man, I hate that. You know, I got to deal with people that are a lot worse than wolnez. He just happens to be my most immediate threat and danger other than the police. Now, if the police are willing to work together with me, and wolnez is willing to work together with me, we might be able to do something to get all of my videos down. I mean, hell, I never wanted to even make a YouTube channel. I watch YouTube videos on my YouTube channel before all of this. I watched like ancient ships and ancient shipbuilding, and learned about the mine ships and the Khufu ship, and learned about tanks and, well, all sorts of really cool stuff. Learned about jet engines, like the Rolls-Royce 250 used to be the Allison 250. It's what's used in the OH-6 helicopter, or the AH-6 Little Bird. The OH-6 was the first version. It was called the Cayuse. And it actually broke 23 world records the first time it was launched. Broke 23 world records during the Army test trials. Used extensively in Vietnam in the Loach and hunter-killer teams, alongside with the AH-1G Cobra gunship. Anyway, I'm thankful to have somebody who's willing to help advocate. And there are a lot of people here at Safeway who are trying to make it actually safe. They've also done quite a bit of stuff for me to keep me safe and to help provide me with a place where, although I may not be safe out here, I can at least try to make it to the door to go inside. I do try to follow the rules that you're supposed to follow to protect yourself out here. But also those rules are somewhat adapted for the actual reality of living on the streets. A lot of the drug addicts out here have come together and helped where others didn't. By the way, just because somebody was an issue doesn't mean they have to remain an issue. Every time I see Robert Farnsworth, I get a little bit of anxiety. But I'm good to see him, and I'm good to see him doing better. And guess what he did today? He went inside, he got himself something to drink, and he walked across the street while I was panhandling. He didn't yell at me, he didn't scream at me. He gave me a couple of bucks and talked to me like I was a person, and that really does mean a lot. Sometimes y'all don't understand that, you don't have to start off with aggression and hatred. And sometimes you're having a bad day and you just take it out on the wrong person. The problem is that it needs to not be repeated. It needs to be a situation where you don't harm somebody who can't defend themselves. And I can't defend myself. So hopefully the person advocating and calling up the police department to try to get something done properly and safely. Hopefully we can get it all taken down. Hopefully we can safely take down all of my public YouTube videos and make them unlisted so that we can still use them for whatever agency is going to need them. See, the whole point here is to change things, not to run around kicking everybody in the teeth. Pardon me. Anyway, I just got off the phone with the lady who's trying to help, who's helped to create a safety network around me. There's a lot of stuff that they weren't able to do and haven't been able to do, but they do understand a bit more now. And yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad even if it doesn't go right, that those people are still there, and at least some people fessing up to the fact that, yeah, life doesn't go perfectly. Sometimes you do get sick. Sometimes you can't make it. Sometimes your family gets sick. Sometimes you got to go to the hospital. Sometimes your sister, your mom, your brother ends up in a hospital or dead, and you have to go to a funeral. That doesn't mean that you hate somebody, and it's okay to be frustrated with the situation. Hate the situation, not the people. Now, I'm sure that Officer Lothman is capable of showing at least some of what I've been through to Mr. Wolnez by himself, and I'm sure they probably have. We can have a peaceful resolution, and that is the optimal way to do this. And also, we got to understand that there's a cause and effect thing here. Me being scared shitless is going to result eventually in me calling up 911 and cursing them out. Yeah, because I know that it's unsafe to go to the police alone. Now, being able to organize something where, even though I'm going to be overwhelmed and I'm probably going to have difficulty speaking, I do have somebody who understands my concerns and the very real evidence and not just of the situation with wolnez. I'm willing to stop everything that I'm doing to help wolnez to some degree, but I also need to work on the fact that there's dead people and actual predators out there. If the cops and wolnez are willing to work together to get that evidence seen and get a put stop to the actual predators, the actual child molesters, well, yeah, we can come to an agreement. And I'm thankful for others trying to help come to that agreement too. Be safe. Good to be with you. Thank you for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and your sister's too, and no victim left behind.